morning. Such a gentle sound, reminiscent of a brook in a meadow flowing over the rocks. I can hear it as I speak. Hey, I got my hair redone. It's been a long time. How are we? How are you? How am I? I am fabulous. And I'm so glad that we're here together. We can be fabulous together. And if you're not feeling fabulous, what are you feeling? Are you feeling tired? For me, it's morning. It's probably not the optimal to feel tired when you wake up. I have felt that way, though. When I was getting, punched in social media a few months ago, and even not that long ago. It feels like so long in my past. We are not our stories. We have stories. All of us have really interesting stories. And we can grow from those stories. It's what makes us who we are. And yet we're not that story. We hear a lot, I do, about abuse, children being abused emotionally, physically, and a lot of that, I think there are certain aspects of abuse that we would all agree on. And there's some maybe that we wouldn't agree on. Certain cultures beat their children physically, and they raise not thinking that's abusive. I think it is, but that's just my opinion. But I think we would all agree that most all of us have some sort of abuse in our background, and if we don't, then it's not part of our story, and then we probably haven't learned to overcome, or maybe we weren't meant to learn that lesson. Some of us were given the gift of that lesson as children. I wasn't hit. I was when I was little. Everybody in the South had a rod or a stick, or my granddaddy had a razor strap, and he would hit me on the legs. I didn't get hit very much. I was a good kid. Good. I had 3 sisters, and sorry if you guys are listening, but you know that you guys were bad, and I wasn't. So I always got to sit in the front seat of the car, and that was great because the 3 of them were in the back fighting. And so I think soon I'm going to be telling my story. I'm going to be maybe like certain periods in my life, and as my girlfriend once asked, how did you get this way? That's always my response. Hey, I think I could use some lipstick. Some of you said you liked me without makeup. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I like me with makeup. Not a lot, It's just like I'm looking for the perfect color. I am at nighttime when I go through my house, I have all these different lights, and I'm looking for the right ambiance, the right lighting, and that's what I'm doing right now. Lipsticks. Why don't they make lipsticks with clear tops so you can see the colors? You know, I've got all these MACs, and then my daughter Bronwyn turned me on to these clear lipstick colors. I got them on, online, and I just looked that up. So now you can see that this is blue. How many of you guys have blue lipstick? Oh, maybe that's what I should do. Okay. I am not giving you very good quality content today. I'm so sorry. I'm wasting all your time with lipstick colors. Sorry. Not sorry. You know, I'm a big bright pink fan. Let's put blue over it. Soften it. Oh, gosh. Yummy. So some things, I actually made some notes to one of the things, so I have no one else coming after me. I addressed this one last woman. Hopefully that's the last time. I've had to address so many things. She told me I was harsh for using radical self-reliance with a 4-year-old, which never happened. And so when you base an opinion or a perspective or your judgment, please make sure that it's based on truth, on fact, not fiction, not a fictional drama series that is designed to create a certain narrative. The TV show knows exactly what people respond to, and will manipulate content so that to elicit certain responses in you, and they're very good at it because they've been doing it for a long time. And so when she wrote me that, I wrote back to her telling her that whenever she gives her opinion, oh my gosh, if someone else tells me one more time, it's just my opinion, can I just say my opinion? Well, certainly you can, and you can actually say it someplace else, especially if your opinion is not based on truth or experience. Okay, so so she said, stop being defensive, and what she was saying is, as I told her, I didn't tell her, I invited her to, before you speak, before you give your opinion, please ask 3 things. Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it kind? And I think those are very important words. My girlfriend Fran, that's her filter before she speaks. I love it. It's beautiful. And I would like to teach that to others who feel as if they have the right to say whatever they want. Is it true? Is it real? Is it necessary? There's your filter. So that whole idea of, the sun is shining, wee, la la, that whole idea of being defensive. So when someone says stop being defensive, what exactly does that mean? And how can we make sense of that comment? Because when they say stop being defensive, again, they're giving us unsolicited advice as to what we should do and shouldn't do. And by saying you should stop being, or stop doing this, stop doing this, stop wearing baby panties in your hair. I got these at the thrift shop for 25 cents. And yes, they're baby panties. They go over a diaper. But they're perfect. See, the leg holes, my hair comes out. So, there's a difference between being defensive and telling your side of the story. Okay? That's not being defensive or not, or giving your opinion, which is based on fact, truth, and experience. Okay? So, of what? So, yes. So you can state your case, especially if it's truth. There's nothing wrong with that, and you can't make us feel bad about it. You can try. Oh yeah, what was the other thing she said? I told her that she was mommy shaming and that it was uncool. I didn't use the word uncool. I just said, I invite you not to mommy shame. And she said, if I'd wanted to shame you, I would have done it publicly and not in a private DM. And I responded to her that when you attempt to shame someone in public, the person is not the one that is shamed. It is you that is shamed for trying to shame or bring another person down. So that whole concept of you shaming someone else really brings shame onto you. And should you be ashamed? I invite you to consider that when you try to shame someone. Shame is a good way to keep people in line. Religions are based on it, based on shame. And, Adam and Eve, shame their bodies. We were taught that our bodies are something to be ashamed of. And of course, now we have these huge industries designed to help like instill the idea, the concept of shame even greater and further by giving us all these products and diets and things to help us, quote, help us. They're not helping you. The best thing you can do to help yourself is to know that you don't need all of that out there marketed to keep you from feeling shame. Shame because you have a scar. Well, frick, scars are from something that we had to endure. I mean, think about that. The scar is a lesson. It's a roadmap of our wonderful, beautiful stories. Remember, we're not our stories. I'm going to come back to where we started. We are not that story. Those stories are who we were and what we existed in and what we learned and our experiences at the time that we were living our stories. And they're there as a body of knowledge to learn from, to grow from. And but we are not the story. We are not that poor little child who was fill in the blank. We were that child at the time. And we grow from that. We don't cling to the story. Otherwise, we stay stuck in that childlike whatever it was we were experiencing, fear, humiliation, shame. So we can grow from our stories. It's the body of it's the treasure chest that we can use to create this wonderful human, this grown up. I'm all grown up as a flower now. So one of the ways, let's see, what else did I put? Oh, got so many things, and only 6 minutes left. So how does our ego entwine with the concept of being defensive? There's no reason why we cannot defend ourselves. Of course, you have to defend yourselves, especially if you're in danger. Okay, is emotional or spiritual or any of those? If we're emotionally, if we're in danger, is that any less than being in physical danger to have our psyche or our spirit injured? I think they're all equal. If we're a whole human, we can't place physical danger above emotional, psychic, spiritual, soul danger. The thing about the soul is that it can be unstoppable and unshakable, whereas our physical bodies can be injured, and we may not recover from that. Our souls can be injured, and we always can recover if we have the tools to do so. And one of those is meditation, and breath, the breath work. Take a deep breath. We can come back to our grounded nature of who we are. And, so many people don't know who they are. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really fully know who I was until it was a morning meditation I did about 4 or 5 days ago, when I woke up in the morning and realized that I was trying to copy others. I thought maybe I was trying to learn from them, or that there was a part of me that was that, and there probably is, but to be the best me, I just had to release and relinquish any part that was trying to emulate, or even if I was just trying on something that I saw in someone else. The only thing that I would advise and invite all of us to emulate and try on is that you may not, if you're not certain of who you are, there's a default mode, okay? And that default mode is to be kind, to be a good listener. That's the default, to be helpful, to go into service. So if you're not 100% sure, because honestly, at level 65 here, it hit me, bang, when I woke up in the morning. I'm like, whoo, I can be more me. I can be a better me. I can be the most me. And you know what? There's probably still more waiting for me. More 100% fully authentic me to be discovered. I'm so excited about that. I wake up now excited to discover who the better me will be. I'm always upgrading this authentic self. So, but it is good to have that foundation of really grounding into who you are, and then seeing what is you as you go throughout the days of your lives, and knowing and seeing what isn't you. And if it isn't you, I talked about this yesterday, you'll come up against resistance, okay? And you won't be able to flow around that resistance without feeling something in your body, like kind of a sickness or a constriction in your throat or in your solar plexus or in your heart. So that's a sign that you aren't being you, your authentic you. So if you're not sure, go into default mode, which is kindness, being more helpful, being a better listener. Just listen. And that takes practice. So does having loving kindness takes practice. So practice loving kindness. Go out of your way to say or do something today that is kind and loving, okay? Especially if you're getting shit on. My friend Eddie Judge asked that question today. What do you do if someone's shitting on you? And I suggested meditation and loving kindness. And loving kindness is a discipline like meditation. So if you're not a very disciplined person, you may want to instill one thing, and that is to sit down and breathe for 10 minutes. Keep coming back to the breath. Meditation is not some airy-fairy thing where you try to get rid of all your thoughts. That comes later. Just sit down, focus on the breath. Oh yeah, one little thing, origin of dreads of Vikings and Celtics, which I'm Celtic. These were originated by Vikings and Celtics who didn't get a lot of baths, so their hair got in knots, and they wore them that way, and it made them bigger and made them look scary. So that's the origin of the dreads. It's my lineage. I love you so much. Namaste and namasko. Have a beautiful day.